What's the number? Fiend Gui pressed, his voice laced with anticipation. Fiend Yang, shoulders slumped, offered the slip to the others, a deep shame coloring his tone. Sorry, everyone. My luck has completely abandoned me today. I drew number 1. A fellow fiend gave a thumbs up, a hint of sarcasm in his voice. Oh, you are great! The announcement echoed. Beast Taming Sect is number 2, to fight the Demon Scheming Sect, while Mystical Heaven Sect will be number 3. Hui Xiong, from the Beast Taming Sect, puffed out his chest, arrogance dripping from every word. Whoa! Is me! I was truly looking forward to displaying the full might of my sect, but how can I when our opponents, the Demon Scheming Sect, are so utterly lacking? I even advised them not to bother coming, and it seems they actually listened. I apologize, truly I do, for having to accept this effortless victory. Ha ha ha. His laughter boomed, utterly devoid of genuine remorse, fueled only by unfounded pride. The fiends around them seethed, their hearts burning with suppressed fury. But here, at the Double Dragon gathering, they could do nothing. Then, a clear voice cut through the tension. With the Demon Scheming Sect's disciples failing to appear, why don't you fight us instead? All eyes turned to Shue Rua, who stood gracefully, hands cupped in polite offering. She then bowed respectfully towards the judge. Fiend Yang, a sly smile spreading across his face, quickly thanked her. You're truly kind, girl. Elder, he addressed a figure from the Mystical Heaven Sect. Mystical Heaven Sect is willing to take our place. Let them go first. Nonsense. Elder Yun's outraged shout echoed through the arena. He bowed stiffly to the judge, his face flushed. Elder, please disregard my disciple. She clearly doesn't understand what she's saying. Turning a furious glare upon Shue Rua, he hissed, What are you still standing there for? Get back here. Now! Shue Rua cast an apologetic glance towards Fiend Yang, a sigh escaping her lips as she retreated back to her fellow disciples. Chu Qingcheng, once the leader of the Drifting Flowers edifices, a woman hardened by countless battles, murmured to Shue Rua, Senior sister, we are adversaries now. There's no need to show them any mercy. Besides, she added with a knowing look, this minor delay will hardly hinder him. Isn't Qingcheng firmly on young Master Zhuo's side? Why is she so unconcerned about this delay? Could their affection have turned into animosity? Fiend Yang's mocking voice cut through the air, aimed squarely at Elder Yun. You old man! You dare call yourself a man, a righteous cultivator on top of that? You're worse than a spoiled child. Elder Yun, attempting to deflect the accusation, sputtered, There's nothing between our sects. You yourself explained it was just a chance encounter on the road. What's wrong with us choosing the same path? We owe you absolutely nothing, and now that we are rivals, that goes double. We are under no obligation to assist you in any way. Yan Mo, the true architect of the Demon Scheming Sect's troubles, though a villain himself, even he was disgusted by the Mystical Heaven clan's blatant hypocrisy. Righteous sect, my foot. Nothing but a bunch of fake, ungrateful pricks. Even I feel sorry for the Demon Scheming Sect in this situation. And now, they can't even fight because of these snakes. It's a damn shame, especially for that guy. The Han brothers exchanged uneasy glances, their eyes fixed on the entrance, waiting for the guest of honor. Yongning and Shuanger were rigid with tension, their hearts pounding in their chests. The judge's voice boomed out, impatience, heavy in his tone. Are the Demon Scheming Sect's disciples arriving or not? If they fail to appear, this round will be forfeited. A wave of nervousness washed over the fiends. The judge began to make his declaration. Well, then... But his words were abruptly cut short by a distinct, instantly recognizable voice. Ha ha ha, my apologies. My bad. The Demon Scheming Sect has arrived. The sound of casual footsteps grew louder. steadily approaching. And then, emerging from the shadows of the entrance was Jo Fon, a sinister grin plastered across his face, radiating confidence and menace in equal measure. Behind him, Chi Chang Long and the rest of the demon-scheming sect disciples filed in, their expressions grim, their eyes burning with a chilling intensity. They moved like predators, wild beasts, unleashed and ready to pounce. But the true shock wasn't just their arrival. It was the raw power that emanated from them. An overwhelming energy, each disciple seemingly stronger than the last. Jo Fon, still smiling disarmingly, offered a casual explanation. "Sorry for the delay, everyone. I'm just a little late." The true extent of their transformation became horrifyingly clear. Chi Chang Long, Lu Xie, and Bai Lian, their top disciples, were all now at the third layer of the ethereal stage. Gui Hu was at the second layer, while Kui Lang and Yue Ling stood at the first. Even Tie Ying, Kui Gong, and Yue Er, who had previously consumed the heaven-reaching pill, though their breakthroughs were less dramatic this time, had still surged to the sixth layer of the radiant stage from their previous second layer. Han Yunfeng, his face paling, stammered in disbelief. What's going on here? More than half of the demon-scheming sect's disciples are at the ethereal stage. It's no longer just one man that is the problem, but the entire team. Han Yunfeng, still reeling from the sheer shock, whirled on his brothers, his voice rising in fury. What the hell is this? Half of the demon-scheming sect's disciples in the ethereal stage. What kind of pathetic intelligence gathering did you even conduct back then? You couldn't even pick up on this critical information? Second young Master Han, his voice trembling as if he'd seen a ghost, cried out, "Brother, just months. Ego, 3 of them were only in the 8th and 9th layer of the radiant stage. How in the heavens did they reach the 3rd layer of the ethereal stage in such a short time? This is utterly impossible." "You're telling me they weren't in the ethereal stage then?" Han Yunfeng demanded, his mind struggling to grasp the situation. Han Yunfeng stared at the imposing trio of demon-scheming sect experts, then back at second young Master Han, finding it almost beyond belief, even for him. No way. Even you, brother, only just managed to enter the ethereal stage with all of our sect's resources. How could a lowly sect like theirs acquire such power in such a ridiculously short time frame? Second young Master Han was utterly bewildered, his mind blank. "Brother, how should I know? You can ask third brother. He'll tell you the exact same thing." "It is them." Third young Master Han stammered, his voice laced with fear. "But how did they break through so fast?" "What in the hell?" Han Yunfeng narrowed his eyes, a cold realization dawning. "We can no longer afford to look down on the demon-scheming sect. They are not just a threat to our current position. They are fully capable of replacing us. Change of plans," he declared, his voice sharp with urgency. "We have to do everything we can to avoid last place in the middle 3 sects fights. That's our only way to potentially escape the demon-scheming sect's looming threat." The other 2 brothers nodded heavily, their faces grim with understanding. "Where is this one you mentioned?" Han Yunfeng asked, his gaze sweeping across the demon-scheming sect disciples. "Is he among the 6 ethereal stage experts?" The 2 younger brothers frowned, then shook their heads, their eyes filled with dread. Third young Master Han pointed a trembling finger towards Jo Fon, fear etched into his features. "Brother, it's that punk. Don't let his seemingly low cultivation fool you for even a second. He's a monster." Han Yunfeng carefully sized up the demon-scheming sect team, his eyes lingering on Jo Fon. "The ethereal stage experts are positioned behind him," he noted, his voice low and thoughtful. "His strength must be far greater than it appears. Anyone who takes his cultivation at face value will suffer the consequences." Fiend Yang boomed. "Jo Fon, you took long enough, you brat. You gave me such an incredible surprise, I could just kiss you. He gesticulated wildly, then lunged into a bear hug, engulfing Jo Fon. Jo Fon reacted instantly, planting a foot squarely in Fiend Yang's face. Scram! Do all fat guys have this uncontrollable urge to hug? Fiend Yang, momentarily stunned but quickly recovering, thought to himself, Jo Fon is a damn miracle worker, if I ever saw one. Wu Yue made the best decision of his life getting him into the sect. The other fiends, beaming smiles plastered across their faces. Hui Xiong, from the beast taming sect, stared in open-mouthed shock. What in the world is going on? They've broken through to the ethereal stage. Shue Rua whispered in disbelief. Weren't they just struggling along, barely keeping up on the way here? How could they possibly become this terrifying, this powerful, all of a sudden? Chu Qingcheng offered a knowing smile. I told you, such a minor setback has no hold on him. We must view them as serious adversaries from this moment on. Shue Rua's voice was laced with despair. Qingcheng, how can you be so calm? Most of them are now ethereal stage experts. Her hope for the tournament seemed to have vanished, completely. With the demon-scheming sect's newfound strength, one forfeited round was utterly insignificant. Then, her eyes widened in realization. Wait, did you just imply they all changed because of Sir Zhuo? How could he possibly pull that off? Chu Qingcheng's gaze softened, filled with tenderness as she looked towards Jo Fon. I don't know the details, but what I do know is that he is a miracle worker. Jo Fon and Qingcheng's eyes met, and a warm, loving smile bloomed on both their faces. Shue Rua murmured, awestruck. Sir Zhuo isn't just strong, he is capable of truly incredible things. He is the very definition of a monster. The judge, visibly flustered, frantically shuffled through the tournament rosters. What is the demon-scheming sect playing at? They were all clearly in the radiant stage when they arrived. So how is it that 6 of them just skipped an entire stage? How in the hell did they become so strong in just 3 days? He racked his brains, desperately trying to find an explanation until his withered hands stilled. Then a fragmented memory surfaced, a snippet of conversation overheard from the guards earlier. Zombie pills. The judge's eyes widened in dawning horror. They dared to use zombie pills to train their disciples. There's a real expert at play here. This double dragon gathering is about to be turned upside down again. The demon-scheming sect. They are going places, ha ha ha. Clearing his throat, the judge's voice boomed across the arena. All right, demon-scheming sect and beast-taming sect, let the fight begin. Please present your disciples for this round. He glanced over at Hui Xiong from the beast-taming sect and saw the muscle-bound man visibly trembling, whiter than milk, if that were even possible. Hui Xiong stammered, his voice barely above a whisper. Master, they're cheating. Just 3 days ago they were practically cripples, and now they're monsters. They must have done something unfair. Should we just forfeit? Elder Lu snapped, his voice sharp with irritation. Bullshit! Do you even understand why the Double Dragon Gathering uses evaluations as a way to judge our ranks? It's precisely for situations like this, when someone uses a dirty trick to gain an advantage over another sect. The results of every round's evaluation are added together to determine our final placements. By forfeiting a round, we gain absolutely nothing. Hui Xiong's face contorted in a grimace. But master, fighting them is essentially the same as getting nothing anyway. Just look at them. Elder Lu sighed, trying to maintain a semblance of composure. Don't worry so much. The fighting order is determined by drawing lots. Yes, they have 6 in the ethereal stage, but they also have 4 much weaker ones. All we can do now is pray for a bit of luck. Master, that actually makes sense. Hui Xiong nodded slowly, his gaze nervously flicking towards Jo Fon. As long as we're lucky, we might still be able to get a few points. That kid, he pointed at Jo Fon. He's only in the 3rd layer radiant stage. Drawing him couldn't be any better. Elder Lu sneered dismissively at Jo Fon, then sharply rapped Hui Xiong on the head. Damn coward! There are 4 in the radiant. Stage over there, and you pick the weakest one? Please, you are at peak radiant stage. Act like it. Can't you aim for those in the 6th layer and leave the weakling to your juniors? We could at least maximize our points for this round. All you ever care about is yourself. Suddenly, Jo Fan's voice cut through the air, seemingly out of nowhere. My ears are itching. Is someone talking about me? The judge's voice boomed again. May the teams step forth to draw your lots. There are 2 boxes, each containing 10 numbers. Identical numbers drawn by each team will be matched to fight each other, and the order of the fights will correspond to the numbers drawn. Jo Fon stepped forward casually, reaching into the box as if he were picking apples at a market, and handed the slip to the judge. The judge nodded, announcing, Demon Scheming Sect's leader, Jo Fon, has drawn number 10. Yan Mo snickered from the sidelines. Ha ha ha, number 10. I wonder who the poor sap is, who's going to have to fight that freak. Just then, a curvy and alluring woman materialized beside him, her smile intoxicatingly sweet. Senior brother Yan Mo. How is it that you never felt like watching your fellow disciples in the elite area fight back at the sect? Yet you're now so excited you came to watch the lower 3 sects rounds? Yan Mo glanced sideways, surprised. Oh, you may. I thought you went back with the elders. He sighed dramatically. The lower 3 sects are truly the absolute, bottom of the barrel. But there is one man here who actually deserves my attention. Yu Mei started, a shiver running down her spine at Yan Mo's strangely savage expression. For the powerful Yan Mo to have this kind of look, could it be that there's someone among them that senior brother recognizes? Her eyes scanned the crowd, finally stopping on the seemingly bored Jo Fon. She exclaimed, 3rd layer radiant stage? Yes. Yan Mo nodded, his teeth grinding together in barely suppressed hatred. 3rd layer, radiant stage. This rotten liar is anything but what his cultivation shows. He's more like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Last time he almost... Yan Mo's voice trailed off, abruptly cutting himself short as he remembered Yu Mei was standing right there. Yu Mei was now intensely curious. Almost what? What happened last time? Nothing. Yan Mo snapped, his face flushing with embarrassment. You don't need to ask, it's none of your business. How can I possibly tell anyone that I was almost killed by a 3rd layer radiant stage kid? Yan Mo thought in mortification. Yu Mei, even more intrigued now, let her smile linger creepily. On Jo Fon, this kid I made senior brother Yan Mo this angry? Who the hell is he? Interesting.